Alive from Nashville, your creatively diabolical trading guru, Jerremy, double R, Alexander Newsome, with your daily dose of real life trading. No beats, no fear, no fake news, just hardcore trading. Welcome.
Why, thank you so much, Pat, for that amazing introduction. I appreciate it. You rock. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a shout out to Pat as the first trader who has taken up the April challenge set before you to create the real life trading intro for a stock. So Pat, you absolutely rock. Thanks so much. I do have another entrance. Another trader wrote one out for me to say, so if I don't get another recording between now and Wednesday, that's the one that'll be featuring Wednesday. So let's talk about the markets really quick. SPY today, a pretty solid bullish candle. Here's what's interesting. We did make a higher low right here as of today with today's one white soldier candle. Let's go back into history really quick and talk about me thinking that was exactly what was going to happen. Pull down meaning if we get something like this, a bearish candle, we trade back down here and then we bounce, right? Make that higher low. All right, perfect. So we got that higher low, right? We got the trade down, we got the higher low. And so from here, you can't really be too upset if you're looking at trading something bullish with this one white soldier candle. And we have been looking to getting in bullish. My good buddy Dean has a 229 put sale. We got into a May 228, 227 bull put spread. Again, it's a solid one white soldier candle here on the SPY. Here's your long-term moving average, and the 100 simple is at 230.16. Now, at this point, anything is possible, of course, but realistically, if we make a higher high or higher low tomorrow, I'll put it to you this way, I'm not buying puts. I won't specifically be bearish by any means on the SPY. A lot of fun things to talk about today, so let's get started, shall we? First and foremost, here's Tesla. Let's look at Tesla, and congrats for those traders who got to score some change on Thursday. So Thursday, Tesla had a little bit of a bounce, a little bit of a pop off of that 10 exponential moving average. I don't know if anyone could have possibly seen that come, or if there was any analysis that could have helped us maybe make a little bit of money off of that particular trade or not. This is the time to start watching Tesla to bounce. I'll repeat that one more time. This is it. This is the time right here, right now on Tesla to keep an eye out for that bounce. If it starts to bounce, hashtag buy the bounce. But we can see that the volume absolutely came in very, very nicely on Thursday. So again, congrats for those traders, the day traders, the weekly options traders of the world who got a chance to just snag a little bit of a gain off on Tesla off of that 10. So congrats. Today, a little bit of an inside day candle. So yeah, we're resting. We pulled back. We dipped. We bought the dip. Of course, if we break below 294.01, then we probably will come into the 20 exponential. But again, on Tesla, if you're looking at playing it, the biggest question is going to be time frame, right? How long do you plan on being in the trade? That's really the question that you need to ask before getting into any trade. It doesn't matter if it's Forex, commodities, futures, especially with options, however, how long do I plan on being in that trade? That is what is most certainly crucial. Let's go look at Chipotle, take some little CMG, and Chipotle did actually bounce off the 10 exponential moving average also. We talked about that, so you can see it pulling into the 10. In fact, can I get a clip for that CMG analysis? I think this is a wave 4 on CMG. So I'm looking for a pullback into the 10 and or the 20 EMA, and then from there, I'll look to play it bullish. All right, flawless. So my 2017 target on CMG is 480.11. And we discussed and determined that target back in here, actually, from this gap back in early January. So it took some time to get there, but this is my first target, or my first stock that it appears anyway, that it looks like it's going to be trading into its 2017 target. Let's go look at Sears, SHLD. This is one that was requested not too long ago. And you'll notice a beautiful pinet pattern breakout on Sears. It broke out on the 10th of April and then continued higher the very, very next day. So Sears doing its thing. Where's the next target from here? Well, the beautiful part is you're pretty much going to have to pull up the weekly chart. And my best guess is the 100 simple moving average on the weekly chart is about 1679. So my thought is, based on the volume that's coming in on Sears here and a few other things, this is, again, look at this volume, some good candles, some good wave rotation. Yeah, I think that's really the next target. And from there, a lot of sellers probably come in. Those who's selling because they made some money in this little move, and then those traders who are trying to get in short for a continuation on Sears. We talked about Wells Fargo very recently, also coming into the earnings season, and Wells Fargo, 2 bits of pieces on this one. So Wells Fargo, ticker symbol WFC, we mentioned the 200 simple moving average would be a strong support, especially if it gapped into there on earnings. Well, it did gap down into there on earnings. This little bearish candle on Thursday, and today, again, another strong one white soldier candle on the 200 simple moving average and also on the 100 simple on a weekly. I don't see anything that just makes my mouth water on the short-term level other than just go bullish if it breaks above the high of Thursday. But longer term, if you're looking at trading Wells Fargo, this looks like a pretty good location. Got 3 or 4 others that were requested. Let's hop over here and look at ATH for my good buddy Peter. So my buddy Peter is in ATH bullish. Had a beautiful gap. What I like about this gap the most, Peter, is it just gapped up right above the wicks of that candle and that candle. So again, looks like a 1, 2, 3, some kind of big wave 4, some kind of wave 5. So as far as a target is concerned on ATH, I know you've been in the trade for about 2 weeks or so. I would say it's something like this, and right about there. Yeah, it looks pretty good. 56.95, probably target 1. So to keep in mind and draw into your plan that you are trading into a resistance level, and it is a retest gap. So just be patient and calm if you get something like this. We get that retest, and then the moving averages catch up. Volume looks really good. So ATH overall looks like it's going to continue higher, at least from here and from right now. Let's go look at Spirit Airlines. Ticker symbol SAVE, another request. Here's Spirit Airlines. And Spirit Airlines battling the 100 simple on a daily chart. So again, this and JetBlue and a lot of other airlines are kind of in between some of the longer term trend averages. So this 54.33, just hanging out. That's why we're pausing here. Here's your weekly chart. And again, you can see we're also battling that 200 simple. So we're going to be chopping around a little bit on Spirit Airlines and some of the other airlines that are in between these long-term averages. So we'll just kind of let them continue to do their thing and just hang out. Here's ticker symbol FLR, which was requested by Gene. And FLR looks very nice. This is also a weekly chart, and it is sitting here right on top of the 100 simple moving average on the weekly chart. And then on the daily charts, we're just kind of trading down into this little bitty support right here. So the interesting thing at this particular point in time, Gene, what I got my eyes on is a pretty good support right about here. And again, I know we were chatting just recently, got a bull put spread on this one, my good friend. So this is the exact candle that you wanted to see on this one. And if FLR breaks below this low, that's when I would consider unraveling that particular trade that you're having. I think that's over May bull put spread. But if it bounces here, that's exactly what you want. By the way, Gene, fantastic hanging out with you Thursday, man. You totally rock. Thanks so much for showing me around for the tour. Thanks for lunch. Thanks for the trading talk. You, my friend, Ari Star. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. 3 other trades we're going to look at. Rich, you'll see requested Linden Club and Fuel Cell. I like Linden Club long term. This is a stock that I'm accumulating down here. Every few weeks or so, I throw some money at Linden Club. Has traded down from 25, 26 and some change of $5. So back in 2016 May, we've just been accumulating, and that's really what this is. So this is a long term for me, expecting maybe could trade down here for 2 to 3 years. But it's not super expensive. I do interact with them pretty often. I know how they make money. I've used them before. So at this point, we probably would just keep chopping around. I don't see anything short term on this one, but as a long term buy and hold, buy low, sell high, financial lending, peer-to-peer lending company, this is one of them that you could absolutely keep your eyes on. I like it, at least. Here's FUEL, and FUEL Fuel Cell, again, kind of similar, right? Rocket Fuel Incorporated, this is the weekly chart. So you'll notice we traded sideways since 2015 and just recently had a breakout with good volume, and we are above the 100 simple on a weekly chart. That's pretty strong. Here's the daily chart. And the daily chart, we also got a really, really nice, solid trend with good volume, and now we're pulling back. So the question likely will be, how far will we pull back, and is this going to be a buying opportunity? Well, based on the FID, we did a very healthy 38.2 retracement to the 618 line. So we traded higher, we pulled back, this is healthy, and this is the Chris Hemsworth Hammer of Thor right on that FID. Now, if you pull up your exponential moving averages, you'll notice that we actually are above the 50. So maybe we trade down into those. Or if you look at it on the weekly, we're about coming into the 10. But I'll put it this way, if you're looking at a buying location, this is approximately the time to be watching to pick up some FUEL. If you're looking at playing this bullish, I do like this candle. I do like the location. I think the pullback is healthy. And I love the fact that we are above the 100 simple on the weekly. Bottom line is I just love the volume that came in on this really nice trend. And I think this is a healthy pullback. So if you're looking at trading bullish on the pullback, makes tons of sense to me. Actually, two other stocks. One is X and the other one has an X at the end. Here is US Steel. And US Steel has in fact traded much lower, finally making its way down to the 100 simple on a monthly and also the 200 simple on the daily here. So US Steel, if there are there are a lot of traders out there that got some put sales. So back in here on this day and this day, we're looking at US Steel to be more bullish than neutral, seeing if it was going to hang tight. But here's what's interesting about US Steel. They had a pretty interesting chemical waste spill into a water, I guess it's called a river. I'll try to come up with a better name. But a distributary, is that the term? Anyway, it goes into Lake Michigan. And so they spilt a lot of chemicals. And this is a pretty big deal. And that kind of news came out right about there when it started tanking. So I agree. US Steel does look a little head and shoulderish. There's no denying that at all. So at this particular point in time, for those who are in bullish, we absolutely will keep an eye on this head and shoulders playing out here. Bottom line, if we get something like this, I'm going to look to protect myself. And honestly, just based on that pattern, it looks kind of cute for a head and shoulders pattern. So if we do retest and I can get out for a profit right here, or at least lock in and mitigate a risk with a collar or something like that, that's likely what I'm going to do on US Steel. Because there are some traders in some put sales who wanted to buy the dip on this really, really big trend. But my friends, this is a head and shoulders pattern, and we did close below the neckline just Thursday. So bottom line, I'm watching this one very closely. Again, the 200 simple is at 277.75. I'm not saying the world's going to end on US Steel by any means, but the daily, weekly moving averages are forever away. And then here is your monthly moving averages. So again, that's the one we're talking about on the charts. The monthly 100 is just right here, right where we're at. So we did kind of close below, but the month is not over yet. Very interesting to see what US Steel is going to do. I am watching it down here. For traders who have put sales, they're likely going to get put some stock, and then we're going to turn around and see if we can get out of this for a profit. So we'll be watching it. Don't worry, it'll be in all the stock reviews, and we keep an eye on this one very, very often in the afternoon swing trading rooms. And last but not least, here's your boy, Netflix. Ticker symbol NFLX. And Netflix right now, very, very interesting. We have about 42 minutes after they've released earnings. I think we're going to gap up slightly tomorrow. Right now we're down. If I turn on the pre-market level, you'll notice this is the, let me just hide everything. I'm going to show you the 5-minute chart. So the first 5 minutes were very volatile. We trade all the way up to 149, all the way down to 139, and then pretty much nothing happened. So we're opening flat, which is really not what any trader wanted to do if you were in a straddle or strangle over earnings, right? That's actually worst case scenario if you are in a straddle or strangle, is it not to gap. So it does not appear that Netflix is going to gap a lot. Now, that is great news for traders like Niels, Fred, Adrian, and a few others who sold options over earnings, maybe got into a condor or sold naked options over earnings like this 125 April put sale. However you decide to play Netflix, it does not look like it's going to actually gap that tremendously. Hugely bullish gap and candle today. So if we gap down, bottom line is, in order for me to go even think about going bearish on Netflix, we're going to have to close below the low of today's candle. Otherwise, I think we're going to open pretty flat. And if we just open here, for example, I'm going to look for us to run, break all-time highs, buy the dip, and Netflix is going to continue higher, more than likely. So I'm going to let tomorrow play out into its entirety. And right towards the end of the day, Tech Giant Tuesday in the afternoon swing trading room, we will be looking at some exact trade setups for Netflix. Likely at this point will probably be bull put spreads or put sales, longer term bullish to non-directional strategies, more than likely. As it seems right now. But Netflix did beat, according to CNBC earnings, they got 40 cents per share versus the 37 cents expected. So those were good. So they beat Earnings beat and revenue was in line with expectations, but the subscriber additions did fall short to what they were expecting. But they still had, 2.6 billion and change of revenue. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. So Netflix, still not bearish on it. I like this gap down. It's very small. Unless we open below the low of today, which is 144.43. Or if we close below there tomorrow, I'm really not going to have any bearish trade on Netflix. My most bearish trade setup would be wait for it to trade down to the 100 and then buy the dip. But bull put spreads and put sales probably longer term into May, June will likely be the best way to play Netflix from here. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in to your Monday Real Life Stock video. There's going to be another one Wednesday. Stick around. Make sure you click that button right down there that says subscribe. That way you can get all the cool content that we post for free. And you can always ask questions and submit any requests that you want me to look at, stocks that you care about the most. Thanks for being here. You rock. I hope to see you later. And until next time, love life, and trade it. Bye.